I honestly think that all is not well with the MPP and to a larger extent the Vice President. I can confidently say that the MPP is trailing behind the NDC. They are practically copying what we are doing. And we see in between the lines, and I'll prove to you. And you remember that President Mahama delivered a speech, Ghana at the Crossroad, where he puts out some policy proposal at the time when we were experiencing a lot of economic difficulties. And then along the line, President Mahama said that I will scrap the e-levy when given the opportunity. So that's the first promise. Then he says that if you look at the fact that the president was running the country with 126 plus ministers, I would reduce the number of ministers to 60. Here comes Dr. Bawumia, who says, I would also scrap the e-levy. I will not just scrap the e-levy. I will reduce the number of my ministers to 50. I'm sure if President Mahama had said 40, he would say 30. So whatever figure President Mahama gives, he will reduce it by 10. Then as if that is not enough, President Mahama started the Building Ghana tour and intermittently will meet relevant agencies depending on the demands of the region, like industry players in the maritime industry, will meet CHAS, will meet GUTA, and other relevant. Then quickly, Dr. Bawumia started also meeting these groups. Now, we said we were doing the People's Manifesto. We were soliciting views. They even started ridiculing us. Today, we are being told that, oh, we've opened a portal. Now we want to hear from the people. Maybe that one will be Population Manifesto and not People's Manifesto. Then you see...
So wait. No, but your manifesto, the People's Manifesto 2020, what was the caption?
It was People's Manifesto,
yeah.
Yes.
So you're even the same?
Yes.
Okay.
When we started soliciting the views, they said, well, we didn't know what you were doing. We didn't have the requisite expertise to propose solutions. So we are now relying on the people of Ghana today. They also don't have the requisite solutions. So they are relying on the people of Ghana. Then the weakest point that got me laughing yesterday was when I saw my very good friend, Miracle Abuaje's release. The Vice President kickstarts the campaign. Oh, Professor Jena Nopukwajima. The pressure. And the campaign is supposed to start today. Yeah. So today, we are being told yesterday that the president is kickstarting the nationwide campaign. I think that I would just ask for one favor. That on this campaign, Dr. Bawumia must show a lot of honesty to us, as he has started. First of all, he has started a campaign without a running mate. So we don't know. In fact, they are not even getting a running mate. I can understand. The position is a very difficult one. I can understand that because, first of all, Napo was the one tipped. I mean, most tipped. Then we have Dunso. Oh, by your party people. He has been campaigning through the party. He has a lot of social media lobbying and other internal lobbying. Then we experience Dunso. So now Napo is at 40%. The chances has reduced because otherwise we'll prepare our timetable and meet him as a running mate. Then they said, oh, Dr. Educhum. Some of their pro-media houses even reported the Educhum matter. And you know what is happening? Now because of that, he's also bringing blue and white school uniform. He might as well just add red shoes so that we know they are MPP colors. He's painting schools blue and white. So he too is another damaged good. The two other female vice chancellors have also declined. So he has no option than to start.
But there's Natoshi also in there.
I mean, yes, there is Natoshi too. Natoshi too is lobbying strongly. Oh, Charlie, Prof is giving pressure.
She's lobbying.
Yeah, she's lobbying.
How
lobbying.
How did you know that?
Because when they are lobbying, why don't you have friends in the MPP?
Or some
they are lobbyists.
Dr. Bawumia himself didn't lobby.
No, his challenge is that he promised. Oh, let me make my submission. Right? His challenge is that he promised.
I'm sure Dr. Bawumia, when he was
about 4 people running mates. So there's some people who say, oh, Dr. Bawumia has promised that. But the most important point I'll say is that I think maybe for a campaign to officially kickstart, given the character of Dr. Bawumia, and he says that the campaign will be based on character. I don't know who set him up for ridicule. Because when you have a candidate like Dr. Bawumia, the last thing you should bring on the table is character. Because you see, when you do that, you're setting the man up for ridicule. Because which character are we talking about? If Dr. Bawumia reads speech here right now, in 5 minutes, we can fact check like 10 lies. It's too consistent. So when you put character on the table, this morning I'm in a very good mood because of Prof. So I don't want to do the usual politics. Professor Jinano Pokwajima. Oh. My spirits are so high as a woman. I have to carry the excitement for at least a week. So by Wednesday, my excitement will end. But you see, the MPP must be learning. It is this same Dr. Bawumia who has the penchant for speaking loosely, for want of a better expression, on campaign platforms which are not contained in their manifestos. And they never get to the manifesto, and it brings problems, first of all, at Cape Coast. You remember the people of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building an airport. We are building a harbor. Where is that? When the president was asked, he said, me. I never instructed him to say that you are building harbor. So is he going to do that on this first round of his campaign, as you have been told? He was on the first round of campaign. I think that's how they call this one, first round of campaign. When he said that in 18 months, there will be no community in Ghana that will have a toilet or water problem. Maybe he should dab the building toilet tour. Because there are a lot of communities that he will be visiting that they don't have water and they don't have toilets. Yesterday, the president was in Damongo. The water system which the NDC started, 7 years, we haven't seen them. So there are communities in the north, in Dr. Bawumia's own hometown, Wale, where people do not have access to water. And so 7 years down the line, what is he going to tell people? You remember his famous, there will be jobs and jobs and jobs. That one, he needed water to even cool down. Today, unemployment under him has doubled from 8% to 14.7%, with youth unemployment at 30%, all-time high in 40 years. What would Dr. Bawumia be telling the people of Ghana on this tour? That he is a driver's mate? Has he got a license to drive the car now?
No, but at this point, you may want to appreciate the fact that he has indicated that he was only
so has he acquired the license now?
It's a clear indication or a clear distancing of what is happening. So, distancing from what's happening today.
The statements I'm reading to you, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. We have arrested the depreciating cedi and given the keys to the IGP. An MPP government will move from taxation to production. The MPP will do differently. We don't have to borrow for roads. All we need is to toll the roads. We will start constructing roads with concrete. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast. We are building model SHS in Zongo communities in the 16 regions. We will build a Dubai medical city. Momo is for the poor. It will not be taxed. These are the things he said.
But he said
when he was a driver's mate.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but
yes.
Even though he said that, he's expecting that the driver would have collaborated.
So he's telling us that President Anado is a failure.
Well, that's my basic understanding.
So let me ask you, when Dr. Bawumia comes to power, who are the people he will appoint as his ministers? Would it not be the same crop?
No.
Would his...
No,
they will come from the MPP.
Yes, but you can't be sure of the
what
people
are you talking about?
He will appoint. Maybe he can even appoint people in the...
Nana Komia was a spokesperson. He's a very instrumental member of his campaign. He's the CEO of STC, which has collapsed. When he comes, are you telling me, oh, STC is making losses? As for that one, if you want to go into that debate, I'm happy to debate you. It's an eyesore. So Nana Komia will not be given an appointment, or he'll be moved from one state institution to another. The members of this government are his appointees. This morning, if I were Dr. Bawumia, you know when I'll start campaigning? October, November, December. So that the things I will say will have a short span. Dr. Bawumia lacks the credibility any leader needs to possess. It's not even funny. In very serious jurisdiction, you would see people calling on him to resign. It's not even funny. What is he going to tell the people? That you are writing on your bellies in Northeast. After I have become vice president for 7 years, he could lobby for Ghana card, but he cannot lobby for classrooms for his own community. Under him, we cannot pay our external debt. The people he's going to meet, the stakeholders, will include the aged whose pensions funds have been affected. What would he tell them? That as head of the economic management team, forgive me, I was only the driver's mate. When he changed the PDS from a bank guarantee to an insurance guarantee, and the assets of this nation were found with Babes and friends of this government, what will he be telling the people? What would he be telling the people? I'm very skeptical, and I would be watching and following and be seeing maybe the MPP believes that let's keep pushing a certain narrative. Maybe let's keep pushing it. Let's keep pushing it, and the Ghanaian people would maybe get it, because I cannot for the life of me understand why the MPP has so much temerity and effrontery in the face of what is happening. Well, so for 9 months, what will he be doing? There will be no office of vice president, or he'll be working virtual.